This is what a typical workout looks like of a mixture between functional and also vanity. I want to stay as strong as possible, but also chasing a little bit of aesthetics. So this is what a typical workout will look like in the gym. Starting off with a 5 to 10 minute warm up on my favorite piece of cardio equipment in the gym, the assault bike. It is absolutely amazing because it's a full body workout and also it's non-impact. So it doesn't really matter what footwear you're using. You can just hop on it and send it as much or as little as you can. And then once you've done a few minutes of that, you can go on to your workout, which we are going to start with the seated incline dumbbell chest press, because that hits all three of your pecs, your medial delts, as well as your front delts, the anterior delts, which is really good because this is really good for pressing strength, which is ideal, and it hits all the better than just doing a flat bench. But it's also for vanity as well. So we've got two birds with one stone in this one. And of course, going to failure. Okay, then next up we have the barbell front squat. Now, the reason why I've been doing the front squat over a back squat is because this is more transferable to Olympic lifting. And if I ever do get into the position where I would even want to try out on CrossFit, then at least I've got some sort of transferable skill over that. Because as you can see, the shoulders and the elbows all the way forward like that is rather uncomfortable. It does put a lot of strain on your wrist. Also, by the way, that was a warm-up. That was a warm-up squat, a warm-up set, and then going into something that's harder. I think my maximum that I've ever done on a front squat is 100 kilos, which isn't that much. But yeah, also, if you are struggling with your forward lean of your spine when you're doing back squats and you don't want to put your heels on plate weights to sort of put your spine more upright, you can do the front squat, because then it puts the load a little bit further forward and it makes it more manageable. If I did a camera angle from the side, you would see what I mean. My back is way more upright in a front squat than it is in a back squat. This is one of my all-time favorite exercises to do, is the tricep dip. Now, I always do it weighted. I always apply more weight than just body weight. This is just me just doing a warm-up set. And I've managed to build up this year in 2025, build up to 2 repetitions at 63.5 kilos. It's a weird number of kilos because I did it with pounds and I had to convert it. But yes, 63.5 kilos. And that is just like a mixture of sending some tricep dips at body weight, and then occasionally when you go into the gym, just thinking to yourself, how much weight can I attach to myself and still get 1 rep out? And then that way you're training strength at the same time as just training for, say, movement patterning or aesthetics. Now then, we can't really say that this is a purely strength or functional exercise, can we? I can't get away with this one. However, all resistance training exercises are going to build some sort of physical resilience to your body. They are going to make your muscles, your tendons and your ligaments stronger. However, this is purely, we're just sending this for aesthetics. The reason why we're using cables instead of dumbbells is because the cable machine provides a resistance profile that is linear throughout the entire movement, and we're not relying on gravity to give us the resistance. Therefore, we can get more of a stretch at the bottom than you would do on dumbbells, and also more resistance at the top of the concentric contraction, which you can see right there. Whereas on dumbbells, when they're above you, they're basically, the force is going through your straight arms rather than getting pulled out to the side. Jesus, look at him go to absolute failure. So important. Now, I can absolutely, definitely get away with saying that this is purely for functional and not aesthetics only, because abs are made in the kitchen anyway. But if you think about your core rather than just your abs, if you think about the core as a whole, it is a cylinder with 6 sides. You've got your front, which is your abdominals, which is why people say abs. You've got the sides, which is your obliques. You've got your back, which is your back. And then you've got your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. Now, any core resistance exercise that you do where you take them to failure with the correct amount of resistance that you would do for any other muscle in the body, you are training your core, and therefore you are being functional. Because if you think about it, if you strip away all of the muscle around there, you have basically a thin bit of spine to hold your top half of your body to the bottom half of your body. Therefore, the stronger your core, the stronger all-round person you're going to be. Actually, since recording this video, I have decided that I'm going to be doing a different bicep curl variation, which is where you do those, except not hammer curls, just a neutral grip bicep curls, but seated bicep curls, incline seated, sat way back. Get more of a stretch at the bottom of the movement and a better resistance profile, like I just described on the pec cable fly machine. Right then, onto this very, very specific exercise to train your tibialis anterior. Now, that is the muscle that runs alongside your shin. Okay, this is essential for runners, essential for people doing load carriage in the Royal Marines. That's called yomping. Or in the American way, it's called rucking. This is, honestly, you need to implement this in your routine if you haven't already. This, I swear to God, this got rid of my shin splints. This with a bunch of other calf raises. It's a really, really good exercise. If you can't find a kettlebell to hook over your trainer in the gym, then what you can do is do it up against a wall. But you need to do 2 to 3 sets to absolute failure on this, and it will hurt. It will hurt in a different way, but that is good pain. Obviously, don't push yourself to like bad pain, but this will hurt in a different way. But yeah, you definitely need to put this in your routine if you haven't already. Then to finish off, what we're going to do is send 2 sets on the leg extension. Now, for quite a few of the exercises that I do in the gym, I only do 2 sets. And the reason being is because you start to get a bit of a drop off in terms of more muscle damage and less mechanical tension in the gym. Now, we want to be chasing mechanical tension and not muscle damage. The way that we can do that is by not doing as many sets in the gym. So if you think about it, you've got sets, you've got reps, you've also got frequency. Now, frequency is the amount of times you go to the gym in any 1 week period. Frequency is king, not sets. So it's better to split up your sets amongst the week. And therefore, what I have chosen is 2 sets. 2 sets, absolute failure, is the perfect amount of mechanical tension in order for the muscle to grow and not muscle damage, which slows down recovery. And that concludes the end of the video. Yeah, hope you liked it. That is a typical workout. I probably will do another one that's another typical workout, just to talk a little bit more about different exercises. And also, final closing advice. If you're thinking about traveling to Thailand, maybe don't pick rainy season, because this is like, I mean, this is insane.